Got him. There he is. That looks like another big one. Oh, I finally found a pattern. Oh my God.
Hey folks, Cambo Trout here. Now if you've seen my last video, you know that the pre-spawn bite for snakehead is one of the hottest bites of the year. But unfortunately it's followed by one of the toughest bites of the year, and that's during the snakehead spawn. Now the issue is that once snakehead are bedding, you can sometimes draw territorial strikes, but you're going to get a lot of short strikes. It's doable, but it's nowhere near what the pre-spawn bite was. The second issue is that once they're actually paired up, like they're truly paired up, a male-female bedding, I've never, to my knowledge, been able to draw a strike in that scenario. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is very, very, very difficult, and you'll notice an extreme decline in the number of bites you get on your outings once they're truly in spawn mode. But there's two silver linings to this. First, snakeheads seem to stagger their spawning. There is a magic temperature, I think it's probably around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or so, where most of the snakehead will start spawning, but it's not all. In the early part of the spawning period, you can still usually pick off at least a few fish who are still in pre-spawn mode. Of course, that bite's going to die off as time goes on, as more and more fish start to spawn, but you're not completely wrecked. Okay. The second point is that another way around it that I'm going to try this year. Logically, some waters warm faster than others. In my experience, it seems like the eastern shore of Maryland, with its shallow waters and dark bottoms, draws in that early season sunlight and tends to warm faster than other waters around the state. This should hold true for most other states out there. Some areas warm faster than others. The areas that warm fastest will also spawn fastest. So my plan is to chase those water temperature gradients. Go to the areas that are going to spawn earliest, hit the pre-spawn there, and then transition to pre-spawn areas that are going to be on a delayed schedule because they warm slower. So we'll see how that plan plays out this year. But as you can see in this video, we were still able to pick off a few of those pre-spawn fish. So we still had a good day. We still caught some real nice fish, but it definitely was not as easy as the general true pre-spawn bite. In terms of lures today, same things I normally use, my soft plastic swim baits, my topwater hollow bodies. But the key is that you want to have those lures you can keep in the strike zone for a good long while, because a lot of times you're trying to anger them into striking more than you are drawing a true feeding bite. One more note, in my experience, it seems like snakehead do not like the commotion made by carp and shad as they spawn, and they spawn around the same time. So if you see a ton of splashing on the shoreline, a lot of times that's going to be carp and shad. Sometimes it'll be snakehead fighting or something like that, so it's good to take a look, but once you're on the water for a while, you'll be able to easily identify a snakehead dorsal fin or body profile versus a carp or shad dorsal fin or body profile. Now to close things out, congratulations to DMV Perch Pounders for winning my giveaway last week. And all the best to you and yours as we continue to go through this quarantine period. So if you're on the water, practice your social distancing. But for now, let's go ahead and get to the fishing. Have a good one, folks. Please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get to the action.
Well, folks, without dragging you through the first 3 or 4 hours that I fished without any bites, suffice it to say, there was rain in the forecast. There was a small chance. I didn't think it was going to happen. Didn't bring rain gear. Bring your freaking rain gear. But we eventually found the fish up shallow on the inside edge of the pad fields and farther up in, especially in areas shielded from wind and away from the gosh darn commotion of the carp.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. God bless. Folks, when I tell you, it has been a grind for me today, I mean it has been a freaking grind. That's a good fish though. I have been trying everything to catch these fish. And I have two buddies with me. One has caught one, the other one's caught probably 4 or 5, but that's last time I saw them. They could both have more by now. So it hasn't been a non-existent bite, but it's definitely been slow. These snakehead are definitely beginning to pair up. Now, snakehead pair up when they're getting ready to spawn. There we go. Dude, I had resigned myself to my first snakehead skunk of the year, to be honest, man.
Now, in this scene right here, I'm talking to my buddy Butch Huber over at Real All-American Fishing on YouTube. Check him out. Without him,
Thanks,
I
dude.
may have skunked today. He clued me into the shoreline where he had seen some action, and it really paid off.
There she is, a solid, thick fish. All right, let's get you pinned off and measure you. I'm gonna guess and say 24, maybe 25. Oh, jeez, boys. Oh, jeez, boys. Oh, I love you, fish. Such a handful. Just over 25. That's a nice fish.
I slowed down, was very quiet, and started noticing very, very small movements in the shallows. And that's where these fish were starting to make their beds. Once I dropped it in and worked it slowly, it worked out.
But that was definitely a territorial bite. I mean, I had to put it in the zone where the fish was. And then I was taking this swim bait and I was just bouncing it off the bottom, almost in the exact same area. I wasn't hardly moving it at all. And I saw bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and bubbles. And I'm pretty sure that that was her in a territorial way snapping at it until she finally took it. But good night. Oh, I just had another one. All right, well, it sucks because I gotta leave soon. Finally figure out a pattern just to have to leave. That sucks. Got him! There he is! That looks like another big one. Maybe bigger than my other one. Oh, yes. Oh, I finally found a pattern. Oh my God. That's another nice one. Oh, he got off right there. GoPro, stop recording.
Now, folks, I want you to watch closely right here in a second. Watch very closely up ahead against the shore. What you're going to see is popping bubbles. That's what it looks like when snakehead are making a bed. And like I said, when they're making that bed, it is really, really difficult to get them to strike. But it's not necessarily impossible. You have to put in a lot of time to get them to strike. But I wanted to give you at least a brief glimpse of what it actually looks like when they're in that bedding mode, so that you'll be able to recognize it and either know that you have to put in the time or just move on.
Oh, that was a sweet hit, dude. Yeah. Freaking sweet hit. Yeah, dude. There you are. Oh. There you are. Oh.
Make sure you give it a few seconds to set that hook after you see a topwater strike, folks. Had I done that, I'd have been showing you the fish instead of my disappointed face.
Man. Hey! That's a little rascal. Ah! Ah!
Well, folks, that just about wrapped it up, but I do want to give you one more quick note. I said it before, but I'll say it again. Make sure you finish your retrieves. Watch what happens right here.
Boo.
See that? I gave up on my retrieve, and as a result, I spooked that fish instead of possibly catching it. But that's the snakehead spawn for you, folks. They get finicky, they get tight-lipped. It's still possible to catch them, but you aren't likely to have your best day ever. Not at all. Well, any questions or comments, let me know. If you had different experiences, definitely let me know that so I can learn. Well, other than that, folks, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a good one.